Ghost Beast!
Ghost Beast.
Ghost Beast!
Hello and welcome to
Ghost Beast!
Horror Podcast. I'm Todd, joined by Becca, my wife. Hi.
Hi.
I realized I hadn't thought about it at all, so I had nothing. We'll get there. We watched Destroy All Neighbors, which came out in 2024. It's directed by Josh Forbes. It looks like he directed a bunch of music videos, but not many motion pictures. I did see he was involved with the production of Kung Pao, which is like...
Okay.
It says a lot, but it's also, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So that stood out. But this movie, I didn't really know anything about it going into it. I think one of my friends saw it and said, like, it was okay. I think maybe a couple friends recommended it. But I hadn't really heard anything else about it. Had you heard about it?
I heard nothing else about it. I think the only thing I knew about it was seeing the poster on Letterboxd. That was it.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many movies on my watch list now that I don't even remember why I added them. It's like there's movies that's like, oh, a friend said something about this and somebody online said something about this one, and there's so many to get through that it's hard to remember. But I think I knew this was like a comedy, and that's about it. And you were the one, I guess, when you were reading the description, you were like, is this a musical?
Well, I looked at the genre, and I think it said horror comedy music.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, wait, what?
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the movie is very much about prog rock.
Yes.
Like the main character is pursuing his dreams, and I guess if we're not spoiling what winds up happening, it really feels like it's a lot about just what it's like trying to make a career out of being a creator.
Yeah.
And being like that passionate about whatever your art is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a very dark, very comedic take on that.
Yeah.
But early on, it was kind of interesting because since I didn't really have any idea where it was going or what it was about, that actually might be my one like real complaint about the movie is that a lot of times I like going into movies blind and, just kind of being along for the ride. And in this case, it's like that meant in the beginning, I had no idea what it was about or where it was going. And I don't think I really figured that out until it was over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I kept wondering, like, okay, where is this going? What is this? And for some reason, that was bothering me.
Really?
During this.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you felt differently?
I don't know. I think I was just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a ride.
Yeah. Well, I will say the title card is like so cool. Like it was like super excited just from all the hype I was feeling from the title card because I was like, all right, this is going to be good.
That definitely set up the aesthetic of the movie. I think you mentioned that like if Late Night with the Devil was more like this, it might have been more effective.
Yeah, I think like this level of like editing and color grading and like the way they really tried to nail the vintage aesthetic sort of.
Yeah.
It was good. Like that was believable, and I think that was what I was hoping to see.
Yeah, they really lean into all the art design. It's like very over the top and just all over the place. And even like the way it leans into the prosthetic designs for like the practical effects. It reminded me a lot of like Dead Alive.
I was going to say that
Brain
too.
Dead.
Yeah.
The way it handled like the practical effects in it.
Yeah.
And how just over the top everything is. None of this makes sense if you don't know what the movie's about. Because it is like, I guess there isn't much I can say without really getting into it. But it is a movie, like I said, about this guy trying to make the perfect prog-rock album, which prog-rock is the one that's like, and like I'm not a big music guy, but there was a part where he described it as being like they take every idea they have and put it into...
Are we spoiling?
No, I'm talking about prog-rock.
Okay.
I'm just saying they describe prog rock as like taking every idea you have and putting it into like one song. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I understand what that is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it's kind of like just all these white guy problems that he's experiencing, or maybe it's like, anxiety or ADHD or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's kind of everything he's going through to achieve that goal, and some of those issues are manifested in some weird ways that I wasn't sure, like, how literally are we supposed to be taking this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff happens. It's a very funny movie. It's very fucking weird. Never really knew what was going to happen next. I mean, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think mostly because the practical effects are so good. They're so like stylized, and I don't know. I enjoy like the humor, creative kills. Like I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do feel like I don't think we really explained anything about this movie in this segment, but it's very hard to figure out what to say without spoiling the stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess on that note.
What is going on out there?
I don't know. I do think overall it's a lot of fun. I'm not totally happy with how it wraps up. Like, I don't think it keeps the momentum it had in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's like great, but it's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, I will say wait, we're in spoilers, right?
No.
Oh God. Well, I can't. Why are we talking about the ending then?
No, I'm just saying general thoughts. Like, how would you say you feel about this in general?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I think I'm like really a sucker for like a good aesthetic and like practical effects.
Yeah.
Like you kind of win me over when you like have such creative, cool, like practical effects, and it makes me excited because I want to think like, how would I do that?
Yeah.
And it's really cool. Like it's cool to see that.
Yeah. It's very fun. But why don't we just get right into spoilers then? So from the beginning, I did think it was funny how it's all these like everyday mundane problems that are blown up to like 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was so funny when his neighbor was making noise and it's like he had lights strobing like it was a party, but he was screaming.
Yeah.
And it was like so confusing about like what the fuck is going on over there. And I think anyone can relate to that if you've lived in an apartment and you hear sounds and you're just like, what are they doing to make this sound? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I really like how they leaned into how like silly and also like confusing that can be. Yes. Like we've had our fair share of that.
Yeah. But even like then the way that like he didn't want to confront him and all it took was like him just lightly tapping on the wall to make everything just like go to shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's like an anxiety that a lot of people can also relate to.
Yeah.
But it did feel like there were a lot of characters in the movie that we felt like could have been played by Tim Heidecker.
Oh, yeah.
We even got confused a few times. Like, is that just Tim Heidecker with makeup on? It's definitely like that kind of humor.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking strange characters, like from the, of course, his neighbor, which like, what in the fuck was going on with that? All the prosthetics and everything. I was so confused the whole time.
I was confused in a good way. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure everybody can relate. If you're trying to pursue being a creative, you can relate to being so attached to that one big project, you're working on, and then having to kill your neighbors and have them come back to life to help you finish it. That's like the journey. Yeah. Right? As an artist.
Yeah, that happens every project.
Yeah. That's why we had to move.
This is funny.
But it is a kind of movie that works on different levels.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the scene when they're all like laying on the floor, and it's like bisexual lighting everywhere. Yeah. I love that bisexual lighting. Yeah, I love seeing that.
A lot of prog-rock, a lot of bisexual lighting.
Yeah, but when they were laying on the floor and talking about like how I don't know what it's like to create. Like, it's like this like deep
Yeah.
passion inside of you, and you have to like do it. And I don't know. It's cool to see like an artist's perspective.
Yeah, and kind
And
of
that kind of
playing out
stuff.
having to make so many sacrifices in your life.
Yeah.
You know, it is like there's a way to read it that's very deep
Yeah.
and relatable, but it is so ridiculous on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
Like every step of the way is just so fucking weird.
It's so like when there's like creative, funny kills like that, it just makes it so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
And it was so much like Dead Alive or Brain Dead, you know, especially like the torso with the intestine tentacle coming out and
Yeah.
stuff. And that's great stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so confusing for a while with the neighbor wondering like, what is this just supposed to be the absolute worst monster neighbor ever? Like, what's happening here? And when everyone was like coming back to life after being murdered by the main character, it always felt like I can't tell if people can see them or not. You know, because there's times where
yeah.
it seems like they're not. Nobody, people aren't reacting to them, like they're in his head and he's just fucking losing it.
Yeah.
But then they'll be like fighting and interacting with each other. It was just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was so hard for me to figure out, like, what is this? Where is this going?
Yeah, I don't think that bothered me as much.
Yeah.
I think I felt that a little bit. Like, I couldn't tell, like, okay, if they die, then it's just a figment of his imagination and he's like
Yeah.
losing it in some sort of way. But
I think I'm definitely just being a square and thinking too hard. But it made it feel kind of directionless in a way. And I think once we got to the ending, that was especially where it just felt like it was kind of running out of steam. It didn't feel, maybe it was just because at that point we'd kind of seen all the cards laid out. And so it's like hard to really continue one-upping yourself and continue to be weird like that. You know what I mean?
I guess,
And it just wraps up with basically like a Tenacious D
Yeah.
music battle, which was still cool. Like the imagery during that was like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, I think for me, really, like the visual effects towards the end, I'm assuming, maybe they ran out of time or something, like, because everything was like so like at 100% in the beginning,
Yeah.
and it felt like, I don't know, it wasn't as convincing as the beginning.
Yeah. Maybe that's even reflective of what it's like creating stuff, because you got a lot
Yeah.
of steam in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then you start
it's
kind
hard.
of running out.
Yeah.
Sure, we can say that's our interpretation. But it's fun that it works on those kind of levels where it's like interesting depictions of these things while also just being an absolutely ridiculous, over the top movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all that worked. It felt like very original, which is can be kind of hard to come by, because a lot of times even movies that we really like, you can kind of be like, oh, this movie's like Smile, or this movie's like such and such. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that doesn't mean it's a bad movie, but it's like it's just that kind of movie. This one, I don't know what kind of movie this is.
No.
You know
Well,
what
I mean, like, I kind of got the feel of like Airheads in the
sure,
like,
a horror version of
yeah,
Airheads.
exactly, like a horror version of Airheads. And I don't know. I thought that it was cool because we had like just recently watched Airheads.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like the whole scene between the cops and like the microphone and everything, but he has to hold up the record store so that he
Yeah.
can finish his album. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Cool concept.
Yeah, it was very fun. But yeah, it was a good surprise.
Yeah,
Glad we saw it.
it's a pretty movie.
Sure. Yep, great art design. And so, I don't know. I guess I'd be interested in seeing what this guy directs after this.
Yeah,
you know?
I did like briefly look through to see what he did in the past, and I don't know. I'd watch another movie from him.
Yeah, especially if
It's
there's
cool.
this kind of tone to it.
Yeah.
Because that still feels very original. But I guess that's it. Unless you got something else. Okay. You can find us on ghostbeast.com for all our links. You can search for Ghost Beast Pod or follow Ghost Beast on Letterboxd. So on our Letterboxd, for those who don't follow us, we have a list of the definitive best horror movies ever. Basically, just ranking every single movie that we cover on here. So eventually, it'll be thousands of movies in one big definitive list. So for Destroy All Neighbors, if we're adding it to our list, do you think it is better or worse than Last Voyage of the Demeter?
I think it's better.
Oh. Do you think it's better than Saw X?
Maybe. I had this movie is like very different from Saw X, you know?
I think I'd put it below Saw X.
Okay.
But, I think you liked it a little more than I did. But that puts it at number 16. That's behind Saw X and right before Last Voyage of the Demeter. But that's it. So you can contact us at podcast@ghostbeast.com with recommendations. This one, again, was just a random recommendation. So we'd love to hear more. Bye.